Hello and welcome to another episode of My Life in Objects. So something a bit different this week. I was thinking about cakes the other day and as a consequence remembered this book. So I do quite a bit of cooking during the week, but it's mainly meals for like evening meals, so like savoury stuff. But I do actually quite enjoy baking and don't do it as much as I would like. And as I was sort of thinking through, as I often do, some of my favourite cakes, I was reminded of this book. So I thought it would be an interesting episode to do on episode 4, My Life in Objects. So someone bought this for me sometime in the 2000s when I was working at East Surrey College. One of my friends there, and it was actually my birthday at the time, and they knew I was sort of interested in cooking and baking, and I had other books on baking before this. I had a book I've got a book on muffins, and I have the Delia Smith cookbook that went with a series that she did, the sort of classic one, I think, not the how to cook one, but the one I think that came out before that. And a few others as well. I've got quite a few books on, savoury dishes. A really nice one on Caribbean cuisine and that sort of stuff. But anyway, she bought this for me around my birthday, and I agreed to make a cake from it. And I've made a few recipes from here, and I just thought as part of the episode I'd flick through this, mainly in the cake section. I'll show you what else is in here. But I found these recipes to work really well, actually, the ones I've made. And there's 3 in here that spring to mind that were particularly memorable. So this one, which I ultimately ended up making and taking into college, so it's a chocolate and vanilla loaf cake, pretty simple. And what happens is, as it's cooked, so you have 2 layers in it, which you just lay in the pan, one above the other while the ingredients are still wet, and then in the course of baking, the top layer does descend into it, and you get this rather nice shape on it. So that was the first one in. That was actually the first one in here that I made. There is a nice, like a Swiss roll type thing in here, which I didn't make in this book. There's quite a good Swiss roll recipe in one of Delia Smith's book, actually, which I made one time, although Swiss rolls can be rather fiddly to roll up. Now the next one, there's a roulade, and I made was this one. Jump forward a bit. This thing. So I made this for a friend, actually. I can't remember what the event was. I mean, say the event. I can't remember what it was celebrating. And I think between the 2 of us, over a course of several days, I basically cut it in half, and we each had a bit, and then we consumed it over time. But it's pretty rich. So the bottom layer, I don't know how clear this is on camera, this is actually a sponge layer. This looks like a cheesecake. But what is, you've got this lower layer of sponge, which is, you've got eggs, caster sugar in there, plain flour, and white chocolate. And then the actual topping is double cream, white chocolate, fromage frais, and then you have these chocolate shavings to decorate. And what was it now? 350 grams of white chocolate in this bit, and then a further 50 grams in the bottom bit. And that's a lot of white chocolate, in addition to the sugar that's already in the bottom. For this, very sugary, very rich. You've got double cream in here as well. Very nice, but you literally, it took me days to get through it. because you only really want a small slice of that. And then another one in here. This one turned out really interesting. So this is olive oil, fruit and nut cake. It's quite savoury, and it's got obviously flour in it. Again, some sugar, milk, orange juice. There's actually a 1/4 pint of olive oil in here, mixed fruit and pine kernels, which at the time weren't too expensive in the UK and Canada. Pine kernels are really expensive to buy. But yeah, it's got pine kernels in it, and it came out a lot darker and incredibly moist because of the olive oil. But I made that for a potluck for some sort of organisation I was involved with, actually. So I took that in, and then it moves in the book, just to show you what else is in here. So it moves from cakes and gâteaux into small cakes and biscuits. There's quite a number of small cakes and biscuits. Probably every small cake and biscuit, well, not every, but quite a number you can imagine. Puddings and desserts. I may have made one dessert in here, but I can't remember. Actually, the one I'm thinking of, there was a nice dessert I made once for my family, or a couple of times, which had like a layer of mango and a layer of something else in it. But I think that was from a Caribbean book I've got. Baked Alaska. All the classics are in here. It's a really good book, actually, if you can manage to track it down. Puddings and desserts. Just goes on, and there is a breads and savoury section as well. Not sure if I've made any of the scones in here. Or anything else. Mainly in the cakes section. See, my mucky paws have got all over this from using it while I'm cooking. 240 recipes. So let me just put that information on the back there so you can see. You might be able to, hopefully you can see what the ISBN number there is. It should be fairly clear. So yeah, Paragon Press, Queen Street House, 4 Queen Street, Bath, in the UK is the printer. So I just wonder if this is still in print. But there we go, another example of an object from my life in objects. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next video.